I want to talk about our future, what's coming up. I want to talk about things that are very uncomfortable. I want to assure you that by the time you listen to this video, this is going to make perfect sense. It's going to feel really good. I want to talk about shortages. I want to talk about cataclysmic events. I want to talk about energy and all the things that we rely on right now, money, everything that causes the fear, that creates the conflict, that causes us to go into these states of unconsciousness that we don't have to go into anymore. I'm going to tell you how this can all end, but I'm going to talk about what is coming. Yeah, what is coming. It's nothing to fear. Don't be afraid. Hang in there with me. Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. Are you ready to do that? All right, so I want to talk about something. First of all, I just want to state something right now, and that is everything on this planet that we experience is duality and challenges that allow us to have an exciting life. What's happened is because we've gone into the unconsciousness in such a deep state, we have skewed the duality of that. I was just walking around my complex today and very few people are here, and I thought, wow, it's like nobody's in the world right now. No planes, no people walking around. It was total silence. And I thought, what if we lived in a world where there were very few people, gardens were perfect, they didn't have to be tended to, children didn't have to learn anything because they were born knowing everything, and no hospitals because nobody ever got sick. What would we do? And you would probably say right now, with that vision, oh, well, I would just write music and I would do this and that, and you'd be bored. Because without duality and challenges, we don't find that purpose that I know so many of you seek. This is the beauty of the planet. It is out of whack right now. Why? Because we have acted on, and our free will response has been to protect that material world instead of understanding that we have the ability to live in that and that we can accept the challenges. They are not bad. They are not punishment. We're not victims. And people acting from fear will no longer feel the fear because there will be no reason to if we go into what I'm going to talk about right now. See, abuse and all these other things, they come from their own fear and abuse. It is a perpetual chain that has not been broken. We're starting to break it. So what can we expect? I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to expect some shortages. Yeah, this is not to be feared. I'm going to share with you. Energy is going to shift, so we're going to see changes in that. We've already been switching over to vehicles that still don't make sense, electric. We're going to have all these issues with batteries now. We haven't hit it yet. We haven't hit that space where technology, which already exists, doesn't have to spew crap back into the earth. All right, we're going to go more and more into that, because as long as people are making money and they are getting the stuff, the payment, the whatever, they're going to push whatever that's self-serving. There's going to be corruption in everything until we get balanced. And so that's going to challenge us. It is neither good nor bad. It is the challenge for you to be great and make a different choice. Now I'm going to share with you what's going to happen here. Right now, if we focus 100%, and by the way, this is an individual journey also. You will not struggle or suffer. You will not struggle or suffer unless you go into fear. So what's going to happen is you have to shift into solutions. When we are focused on there's enough food on this planet to feed everybody, there's enough money for everyone to pay their bills, there is enough of everything, health, assistance, everything exists right now. It is imbalanced. That's all it is. If I gave you everything you needed, which people will ask me once, I need this. If I just had this, I'd be okay. And I said, no, it will not change. You must make the change. You must make the decision to change your life. So when you do that, you become the teacher then. You become the person that says, now I've mastered my powers. My powers are that I could create anything, but I stayed in lack, or I stayed in victim mode, or I stayed in blame. It's always somebody else's problem. It's not. They're your teachers. So when you realize there's no one to blame, I'm totally in control, I can change any situation. All right? So when we help people to do that, they can take care of themselves. They can feed themselves. They can start doing all kinds of things that they never imagined possible because they're learning to use their power, not just fixing things again in the material world. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to give you this. Changes nothing. So unless you change this, your circumstances will not change no matter what we do for you. No matter how much we give food or money or whatever, it won't change. So when we focus 100% not on, I'm going to have a charity, I'm just going to give food to everybody, we have to change the whole platform on why don't they have food in the first place. Are they just getting handouts? Why is that happening? Let's teach others how to take care of themselves and have that conscious pride, that pride in the spiritual world. In other words, not ego kind of pride, but the purpose that I know you want. We have to shift into it. So let's talk about the shortages. Why is it going to happen? Because we have gone into a world that is actually so imbalanced, and things are going to happen where we're going to have less availability of excess. That's all it is. It's just going to take down the excess. But because we have lived in excess, and that is going into balance, it's going to go into balance, a positive, very simpler life. It's going to help everyone to feel freer, the energy. It's not gluttonous hoarding. If you go into hoarding, you will create it. You will create the shortage. You'll create the shortage by doing that. We don't have to. What you do is you start living, you back off on all the excess that you don't need. Now, I'm not talking about you have to live in a shack somewhere. I'm talking about you can have beautiful things, but how many beautiful things? How much food do you need? Americans, we have huge freezers full of stuff. So what do we want to do? We want to go back to some basics that were healthier, actually. People used to live to be in their hundreds. How is that possible? They didn't have pharmaceuticals back then or surgery. Why? Because it has to do with how your spiritual life, the frequency you're in. You don't get sick when you're high frequency. When you're stressed and hoarding and thinking that you don't have enough and you're worried about your money in your portfolio, which stock you want to buy, totally unhealthy, low frequency. So you're probably thinking, well, Landria, I have to pay my bills. You will absolutely pay your bills. What are you doing for a living? How are you contributing? How are you living? You have to look at everything. Because when we go into this, it's already started, by the way. It's already started. It's not a bad thing. It's happening in some ways, so gradual people don't even realize it. And I see more and more people not being concerned about any of that because they're realizing they just don't need that much anyways. No hoarding, no doing anything that harms the planet. Whatever you do for a living, you got to make some different choices. Because what happens is we put those businesses out of business, and they will start to make changes to be healthier or respect our planet. But if you are earning money doing something that destroys our planet or people, you got to think twice about it. This is all possible, by the way. I'm launching Digital Explorers is launching. We use technology. We use all these things. Tools are not the problem. It's the use of them, right? A sword, a blade can cut, tomatoes and veggies, or you can kill somebody. That's all it boils down to. And we've used nuclear power and all these other things for destruction. We're shifting into a better use, higher use, but it takes you, and I asking you to participate in this. Higher thoughts and prayers focus on nothing but solutions, higher thoughts, anything you can do that's going to take us into a world where it's not fear-based. You guys know this is free. It's in the description. You guys keep asking me where this is. It's in the description. Free videos. I take you step by step. You gotta break through the fear. It's going to be here. The human experience doesn't eliminate fear. It can be a motivator. I have to be fully responsible for what I create, and I can help others to learn how to create, because they're equally powerful, those people that you might be helping, equally powerful to manifest anything. But we don't treat them that way. We treat each other like this. Because me handing you stuff is going to solve no problems. Me hoarding can't keep me alive. In fact, it creates conflict. I'm going to give you an example of what the Bible said. Those who have will receive more. Those who have not will lose what they have. That's not fair. It's totally fair. It's a frame of mind. I believe I have. Even the simplest things, I have. Thank you. I have. And my directive to the universe in the quantum field is I have. And it says, yes, you have. If I hoard, I'm saying I don't have, I don't have, I don't have. I'm fearful. I need to get stuff. And yeah. And then somebody breaks into your house and steals everything because you're hoarding. They go, this is a great spot to go get stuff. So the low levels of frequencies are going to connect with you because that's where you're tuned into. Your thought is a directive. So we're going to go into all of these things are going to happen. They're positive because we are no longer going to struggle with poverty, with destroying the planet for energy and fighting about it. We're going to stop hoarding because we're going to know there's abundance for everybody, so we'll share. And so if everybody's giving, the universe gives. Everybody's giving, they're contributing, not looking for handouts. We have to teach one another. This is the journey. What we're going into is so positive. It is the dissolving of the structures that have not worked for us, that kept us poisoned, in fear, polluting, harming animals, plants, you name it. It's going to end, but not without your participation. We can't say that's bad and then put cosmetics on our face. That animal test. This is a spiritual butt kick. My book's coming out soon. It's going to be a little shocking because there are no limits to it and no excuses. But this is intentional. This planet is intentional. And without the challenges and diversity, it's boring. We might as well just go back into the perfection that we are. We came here to discover that, to experience it. Let's get it in balance. Don't go into fear. You can feel it and just know, oh, that's the human experience and I will always have enough. Make sure your actions are not that of lack or fear. You will always be okay. I promise you that you will always be okay. And what we go into is going to transform us into a completely different way of life that takes care of everyone. You know what? We're all going to leave here at some point. You can't preserve this. This isn't what you are. Use that power. Those who have will have more. So giving is your message that I have. There is abundance. I never have to worry about this. The financial systems will start changing. That is not a bad thing. It will have to adjust to take care of the planet. We have to be focused on solutions for all, not just for me. Not for this, but for all. Can you do that? You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. That's from the Master Key System. Please subscribe and share my videos everywhere you want. When you give me a voice, you give the opportunity to other people to maybe think a little differently. It's still your choice. I love you. You are unconditionally loved. You're powerful beyond your imagination. I'll see you there. Namaste.